cup. Good morning from the shell. Super fast.
Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Good friends and trends that bend the senses. Let's get a bit senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning coffee show with super fast tortoise. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we have the flow. Good vibes from head to toe.
Whoa, 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 whoa! KJ disappeared from us.
What's up?
What's up? Well, hold on. I'm doing the special effects. This podcast has been interrupted by the disappearing KJcowboydan. This program will conclude very shortly.
This program will self-destruct.
For some reason, my head disappeared. Hold on a second. There we go. I'm still recovering from whatever happened over the last week.
Yeah, you know what you need to do now. You need to find a matrix style background, so the binary data is just dropping down, and then you can be like, I have been incorporated to be part of the matrix.
I don't know, but I gotta hold on a second. Where's the switch for this thing? Where's it? Right there. No, I don't want strobe. No. Come on, just turn it on. Turn it. There we go. There we go.
I got it.
There we go. Yeah. So backstage, we were talking about something pretty cool. We were talking about the Marvel stuff, and like you know, we were talking about the 1990s TV series. Have you had a chance to sit back and rewatch that since they did the new finally brought it back and did something with it with the
no.
Yeah,
I have not been able to watch the movie. I haven't found the time to watch it. Not the movie, the series. I want to. The only series we watched on Disney Plus recently was Daredevil.
Well, I've seen them, but and I'm waiting for them to bring some more out. But the season, I mean, they got this split up into seasons. And the way Disney Plus is, you're lucky to get 10 episodes to a season, which is kind of short-lived.
Right.
And
well, right now they're building off your nostalgia. Disney Plus, while it's been around for a minute, I believe that Disney Plus will start making a few things, go back to some more traditional series. It's just going to take a minute. Right now, they're just making money off of the franchises that they purchased. And what Disney Plus is doing is they're monopolizing as much as they can off of the fan service that they can give with the Star Wars and the Marvel product, and giving you these mini series because you're going to watch them. And a mini series will work better than a movie for us. People are still kind of like, yeah, I pay a lot of money for streaming services, and I have to do this one to watch this show, this service to watch this show. So you got to have a reason to keep me around.
mm-hmm.
You know, so eventually I think that people will be seeing probably some more than just miniseries shows from Disney Plus eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the only issue I have with miniseries is that they want to tie them into the film franchises, and I don't like that. I hate when they try to tie in a miniseries into the film, like Doctor Strange, the Madness, the Multiverse
of Madness.
Like they wanted you to know what happened in WandaVision to know what happened in the movie. Like I watched WandaVision, I just hated the fact that they wanted me to know that happened in the film. I'm like, the film should be separate.
Yep.
They should be. I think that Doctor Strange kinetically, if you've read the comics, does fit that. I mean, it's one of the few series that I don't complain about when it comes down to the Marvel, because the Marvel films, I have a lot of complaints as a fan, but reading the comic books, I mean, pretty much that's Doctor Strange's main shtick is going places in the multiverse. I mean, it's been that way since the 60s. I mean, where like some of the other stuff is like, okay, we're going multiverse with everything since Endgame, you know?
Mhm.
It's just
Lone Wolf says, "Morning, y'all. Hope you have a good cup of coffee and a good show today. We'll hope you enjoy the show with us today." Yeah, KJ's become the comic book guy from The Simpsons. Worst comic ever.
One thing about Doctor Strange, last movie he did, you got way they ended it with him having a third eye, and he said that he'd be back. Well, I'm still waiting on Doctor Strange.
Oh, well, they're gonna have him back allegedly, from what I've read. He's gonna be in the next Spider-Man movie. So because they're kind of like trying to Doctor Strange will be to a certain degree the new mentor for. That's what I've at least read in speculation, which sounds good to me. But the Doctor Strange stuff is right now so far one of my least disliked. I kind of like the Doctor Strange stuff.
I like the movie just fine. I just hated the fact they wanted you to know what happened in WandaVision. Brandon says, "Happy dang Blaggett every day. Happy dang Blaggett day, everyone." Whoop, whoop. Emojis. Yeah, like they needed, like, you remember when they tried tying in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. into the series and it didn't work, so they just stopped. They should have just kept with that strategy, right? They should have kept with that strategy and just stop making the miniseries tie into the movies, because not everybody who watches the movies or fans has Disney Plus, and not everybody has the time to watch the miniseries when they can go to the theaters on the day off they got to watch the movie. Don't make enjoying a movie homework.
Right.
I agree. It's nice to have your cinematic universe, so to speak, and but there is a certain point where you feel like, okay, I don't want to go and launch this movie if there's like 20 years of backstory that I have to watch before I even get here. That's one of the disadvantages to the way the Marvel Cinematic Universe is set up currently. And now that like all the movies in this build up, this transfer over to whatever the Disney Marvel universe is going to be, this build up by going, okay, these are the characters we're keeping, these are the storylines we're keeping, these are the ones that we're going to be shooting back and forth with Sony's independent products and whatnot.
Right. Yeah, they need to figure out the sweet spot. My question is, here's a question for y'all to answer in chat and everybody here on the show. Is the theater worth watching the movies anymore, or are you just going to wait for them to hit the streaming services?
Well, since I'm paying for the streaming services, I just wait for it to come out on streaming services to save some money.
I mean, sometimes when a movie comes out, they charge you money to watch it.
True.
They're like $23. You can rent this movie. So that's the dilemma we have with these streaming services. Like, look at Disney Plus. Disney Plus not everybody's flocking to the theaters to watch that new Disney movie anymore. There were like we watched Moana 2 on Disney Plus streaming. You know,
Here's the thing. I agree with you. And why should I go to the movie theater when in 1 month it's going to be on Disney Plus?
right?
Why?
Exactly.
They're complaining about people not enough money in the theaters, but you're not letting it stay in theaters. Back when we were kids, we would sit. I remember seeing Batman in theaters like multiple times in a 1.5 year time period.
Right.
And that was not including when it went to the dollar theaters, and you still had to wait another 6 months for it to come out on VHS.
Right. True. You used to wait like 2 years for a movie to hit into a disc or VHS. Lone Wolf 44 says it's not worth watching in theaters anymore with how prices are. It's just better just to wait. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. I agree.
Don't be wrong. We still plan on watching the new Jurassic World movie in theaters. But that's because my wife is willing to keep up the tradition that I've seen every Jurassic Park movie in theater.
I mean, there is a difference between going to a movie theater and seeing a movie and sitting at home watching on a streaming service. Because you go to a movie theater, you get the fresh smell of fresh popcorn.
You get the fresh smell of that hippie that smells like fresh.
Then you get to sit into a surround sound room, watch the movie on a big screen.
Then that person has their two kids right behind you, and you have surround sound screaming behind you.
Not always.
Well, no, I see both your points. I mean, what I was about to bring up before you start getting at is like we have a pretty decent surround sound system here, right? We got 2 speakers that do a really good job. We can have the theater experience at home. We got a 60-inch TV just chilling out right here. The TV needs replaced eventually, but that's amazing, right?
Hear that, chat? We're all going to his place on Super Bowl Sunday.
Right? like the experience at the theater could be at home. Streaming services, even YouTube, has been telling people, telling me, to the app, more people are watching YouTube on their TV than they are on their phones or devices.
Yeah,
their TV. People are streaming on TV.
I'm one of them.
And I'll do that.
I'm that guy. I'm that guy too.
So it seems like we are being accustomed to watching stuff from home, and being home is comfortable. Why do I want to go to the theater where I'm going to risk the idea of some child bawling their head off because their parent didn't give them a bar of chocolate before the movie, and they have to go bathroom, and the parent doesn't want to leave right now because the movie started?
All right, so I'm going to say something. I was playing devil's advocate earlier. I'm actually on Hillbilly's side. I actually prefer to go to the theaters. My problem is the prices. My problem is the unruly children, though, at the same time. And for the price, I kind of want to go to a theater if I'm going to pay that kind of money, and I kind of want to go to a theater and enjoy myself. I mean, that kind of money is like half a paycheck for a lot of people, one night at the theater, half a paycheck go into things that are more important. And now think about if you could spend half a paycheck for one night at the theater or half a paycheck on magic.
Or something you can spend that money on cheaper treats at the store, take them home, watch the movie. But you know what they should do? You know what they should do now? I mean, we got the technology to do it, and they can do it because all this stuff is ready by the time. For how expensive it goes to theater, say KJcowboydan goes to watch Doctor Strange in theaters, right? He paid $50 for all the good stuff. When he walks out of that movie, they should hand him a DVD of the movie he just watched because he paid half his paycheck to go watch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
You
it
know,
would be nice.
that'd be nice.
Yep.
You know, I remember I've always been a big fan of going to movies on opening night.
No, yeah.
When I was a kid, you know, you went home with swag on opening night. Like they always gave you like a thing. Like I got movie posters all the time because I went on opening night.
Have y'all seen the new Incredible Hulk? You know, Red Hulk.
No.
I
No.
have actually seen that already. It's still in theaters, but I've seen it on YouTube. Somebody, I guess they went to the movie theater and recorded it or something, and they put it on YouTube. And
Oh,
I've
that's
actually
messed up.
seen, yep. And I actually sat there and played the movie and watched it.
Wait,
On
so you're telling me you sat down and watched an illegal copy of Captain America?
Yeah.
An illegal copy.
Yep.
The term illegal doesn't bother you,
Well, I didn't do it.
but you watched someone who did something illegal.
Yeah. But I don't know who they are.
I would have reported it.
I wanted to see the movie though. It was pretty good. Pretty good movie.
Well, I'll wait for it to come on streaming services because I remember back in the day when Pirate Bay was part of my life and I used to download movies. The quality of those movies were jank.
Yep, they were. I used to use that myself.
Yeah,
It's like when I discovered my copy of the cinematic universe from Infinity War is all bootlegged. Because I always upload it to my computer, so I didn't pay attention to the quality of the movies. But when I put it in a DVD, a Blu-ray player, and watched it on my TV, and I saw the pixelations and stuff, it pissed me off. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of bootleg.
Turrets.
hey, are you making fun of my background right now?
Yeah, it's a bootleg background.
It's bootleg.
That's why they call you bootleg KJ at the bar.
Well, you know, they started bringing around a lid that has a cushion on it and started using my jar as a bar stool.
Mm-hmm. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna, you remember the leg lamp from the Christmas Story? They're just gonna put your head on that instead of having a lamp. It's gonna be your head on this leg.
True story. I auditioned for that part as the lamp. You know, they said, well, we wanted somebody showing off the little leg, if you know what I mean. And I'm like, gee whiz.
Right? Yeah, you want to be the special prize. Fragility.
Special prize. You can get a KJcowboydan in every box of Cracker Jack.
Ooh. Oh, Cracker Jack sells just soared up 100% because you said that.
Of course, it's probably going to be a little tiny fold-up paper that says, "Oh, Cowboy Dan sticker." Then you have to lick the back and stick it on something. It's not going to stick very well because it's a Cracker Jack toy. Cracker Jacks hasn't made anything good and put in the box.
It's one of those lickable tattoos where you lick it, you stick it on your arm, and you peel it off, and the image is there for like 5 hours.
Right, unless you happen to have a heavy sweat day, then that's it. What is that picture? What is that?
I remember those tattoos. I kind of miss them, but
yeah, I know.
Those were a little too hairy for those tattoos now.
Those were the good old days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the good old days when we didn't care about germs. We just we'd lick our stickers, put them on our skin, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back when we had stronger immunities.
My mom got so mad at me. Those are my stamps. Those are not stickers.
But
Like,
I want that too.
You know, I remember my mom getting so mad at me because, and back in the day, that you had to lick the stamps. You know,
Right.
they didn't have the little sticky on them like they do now. You had to lick the stamps, and like I had the stamps all up the wall.
Yeah, the only thing I remember those stamps. The only reason why I hated those stamps, because imagine getting a paper cut on your tongue when you lick one of the stamps.
Well, it's
It
not only
ain't fun.
that, they're so small that, like, sometimes you lick your finger, get your fingers too wet. The process of sticking it on the envelope and having to hold it for a few seconds, or sometimes the stamp quality was made kind of bad, so it's kind of like wrinkling up in your fingers, and you're trying to keep it straight so the post office will read it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's one reason why I said the heck with licking. I'd just do a sticking. I'd just put my glue on there and be done with it.
All the hacks you could do.
Oh,
Yep.
but it's the experience of getting that flavor of the glue when you're licking that stamp. You
Well,
know,
you remember the envelopes used to look close too. You peel
Oh,
out,
yeah.
you lick the envelope, and you like get it nice and
Mhm.
licked and wet, and you hold it down for a few seconds so it stick.
I mean, I understand if you worked in an office, having a little sponge and dabber there, you don't want to end up licking so many stamps that or envelopes closed that you're gonna poison yourself, like in Seinfeld. But at the same time, like for like your own personal use, like licking a stamp and putting it on the envelope, licking the envelope glue to get it sealed. I mean, that's like part of the experience of sending a letter. Like
Well,
I
it was.
remember when I was young and we did this pen pal thing in school. And I don't know if you guys ever did that, but we did this thing where we had a pen pal and we were assigned somebody from another part of the country, and we'd write letters back and forth. And I'm like, this is great. Just the experience of like writing out your thought to somebody you've never met before, who's ultimately going to steal your identity in 20 years when you grow up.
That's what I was going to say. Identity.
And you're writing down these things to this person that you don't know, and you're licking the envelope, and you're addressing it to this other kid from across the country, and you're like, I'm writing a correspondence to some fun friend that I've never met. And you happily go down to the post office with this in hand. Then you find out your postage. They gives you the stamps, and you lick those stamps, and you're all happy about putting the stamps on the envelope and having sent a thing. It's like licking the stamp and licking the envelope is part of the experience.
Oh man, but not when you worked in an office setting where you looked like 102,000 envelopes a day.
Mm-hmm.
You were done. Your tongue was dried, cracked up, paper cuts. lunch break you couldn't enjoy your meal very much because you still tasted the slight saltiness of the envelopes on your tongue.
Want some crackers?
Oh, that's even worse. Drying out your mouth.
Yeah.
What are you having for lunch after having worked all day in the envelope area of the office? Well, let's see. I got myself some crackers, some lemonade,
and envelopes,
and some peanut butter.
Yeah, I just can't imagine. I can't imagine that life anymore. I like envelopes the way they are now. Yeah, you gotta appreciate where we've come. It's been a long time since we had to lick an envelope, but for all those out there who never knew what it was like licking an envelope, you really got to appreciate the envelopes we have now compared to what it used to be.
Oh yeah.
Compared to what it used to be. We got this little split right here. Right there. There you go.
Yeah.
My beard's turning white, everybody. I'm getting old.
You're right.
Right. In 10 years, I'll be Hillbilly's age.
Yep.
And in 10 years, Hillbilly will be 10 years older. If the math works.
I'll be 10 years younger.
In 10 years, he'll be a multimillionaire on YouTube.
Shoot, that'd be nice.
In 10 years, he'll be making millions of dollars playing arena.
Well, I know who my friends are.
Well, I don't know about for me. I'm just happy about being a multi-dollar in air. I mean, just saying. I've been having some weird luck. My the last week has completely sucked.
Yeah.
But whenever I leave my house, I feel like I'm incentively rewarded because over the last week I found 1 penny stepped out my door.
Ooh,
The
1
next
penny.
day I stepped out my door, 3 pennies. For the last 6 days, I've come up with a total of 13 pennies. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, the small things in life make you happy because I don't go outside and touch grass. And it's like, hey, I mean, I don't understand why you're throwing your pennies out every morning. Because every day, it's the same parking spot. Either that or it's like, gets out of his car and like every single penny falls out of his pocket, but only the pennies.
Hey, you're rolling in the Lincolns.
Yep. Not only that, Trump's wanting to get rid of the penny.
Right.
Well,
So
that'd be worth more than worth more if he does get to succeed in doing that.
in the future, they might be worth more than what they are if they're in good condition.
Yep. So save your pennies.
Well, that sounded like you said something else. We're not going to repeat that.
No, save your pennies.
In the meantime, they're still worth a penny. And I will pick it up every time I see one. It don't matter which direction it is. I'm going to have bad luck anyway. So I'm happy finding that penny.
Is it really bad luck if you're picking up more money? That's my thought about it. Heads or tails on a penny when you pick it up. It doesn't like how's it really bad luck if you're richer than you were just a few seconds ago?
Right, yeah. Penny picked up is a penny richer.
Just saying, and that's also 1 penny that you don't have to claim on your taxes.
That's right, pennies. Can you imagine if they taxed pennies? They're like, you made this many pennies. That's 3% of a penny you owe us.
Yeah, it'd be just kind of awkward every time I bent over to tie my shoe and somebody comes over from the audit office, just making sure that you didn't pick up a penny or something.
Right.
You didn't, did you? You didn't pick up a penny. You're just tying your shoe, right?
Right. Well, don't worry.
You can't fool us at the audit office. We're gonna find out if you picked up a penny.
When we get to the point,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is when we get to the point when we're all microchipped and they have cameras built into our eyes, they'll like, oh, he picked up a penny. Charge him. He's richer. We're taxing him for sure.
We call it the iPhone. I already have one right here.
Anyway, this reminds me of a story about my uncle one time. You gotta work and you gotta pay your taxes, and you get to file your income tax return and you get your income tax back. Well, one year he got his income tax check back, and it was only good for 1 penny.
Huh?
That's all he got was 1 penny back from his taxes.
Look, it's better to have money earned off your taxes, even if it's 1 penny, than it is to owe the IRS.
Yeah, true. We didn't know the IRS or nothing, but he made 1 penny that year. It took more money. It took more money to print the check up than it would be to cast.
Yeah, I don't get that. Why they do that? They're like, no, why didn't they just mail the penny? Because it would have been cheaper just to mail the penny than it is to print up the check, mail it.
Exactly. Pay the penny to the some order of so and so. I'm like, a penny? Wow. It's not worth it. That's what I thought about it when I heard about it.
No, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But KJ really sacrificed a lot to be here in the past with us. Like, how much money he's rolling in the deep, but when he was in the future, but when he moved in the past, he had to become poor. It was rough. The transition was real.
It made it even rougher because I figured, see, in the future, the more money you have, the less wealthy you are, because there's no monetary system in the future. So it's just paper, and that's how the future is. And now they run off of these digital credits called Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm joking, of course.
Good morning, Karma. Whoa, awesome beep.
Karma.
What's up, Karma?
Karma. Whoop, 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 whoop. And you know what? I found a clip when everybody ever meets KJ. I found a clip about how KJ sees you.
Getting a little close to the jar there.
Right? That's how KJ meets new people. People look at him like, "What's that?"
That was one of my jobs as a cameraman for Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. See, what they did is they said, "Okay, just we're gonna place you right here, and we're gonna put the camera right on top of you." And so uncredited, of course. They said that I don't deserve the credit because my jar did all the work. What?
Yeah, true.
The jar
Right.
did all the work, really? So
Here's what I think. Here's what I think about that story.
Alrighty then.
I gave him that line. I told him, I said, do that. I said, trust me, you want to do that. And I said, do it during the entire movie.
The entire movie.
Alrighty then.
Just haven't used those clips in ever. That's why I just wanted to use them. I'm like, I haven't used that clip forever. Forever. Oh man. But yeah, like no. My brain just died. Thinking about movies and everything, and thinking about Marvel and the cinematic movies and the theaters. All stuff we've actually talked about today, right? Right. I think the experience of how we view things and how we talk about things have changed. Do you remember back in the day of the 90s and the early 2000s, mainly the 90s and early 2000s, movies used to influence us a lot. We influence our thoughts. They used to provoke our way of thinking. Before streaming services were huge, we used to watch movies and TV series like on TV, and that would kind of shape the mentality of the population, where people would be like, "Hey, did you watch the latest episode of X-Files?" And a lot of people would talk about the latest episode of X-Files. Not everybody out watches X-Files because it's not the main thing on TV anymore, because everything is the main thing on every platform now. Like, maybe you watch an Ace Ventura: Pet Detective and your friends watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you guys can't really talk about the movies very much because they don't spike up the excitement of watching one movie to the other, because everybody's watching like 15 different things. I think it is an interesting analysis to realize not only has the way we watch content changed, but the way we talk about movies and films has changed as well.
I think so. I caught 2 points in that, and I agree with both. Let's first address the thought process of how we view cinema now and how we view it then. Like, it was a cultural lifestyle for us back in our teenage years when we were young.
Mm-hmm.
For you youngins out there, we used to do a thing called go and hang out with people in person. And we went as a social experience.
Mm-hmm.
What was in the movie, down to the product placement, was shown to us based off of what we were meant to want in our society and what we wanted to be. So we were to buy the Ray-Ban glasses, because those are the same Ray-Bans that Cyclops wore in the X-Men movie.
Right.
And got to get myself a leather jacket because Wolverine wore that leather jacket, you know. And we grew up in that era where we're like, yeah, that's all about it. We grew up, and we've talked about this on several occasions on this show in particular, like how Ninja Turtles and Transformers were cartoons to sell toys,
Right.
And we were raised in that generation. Now, part of the reason why I think that the toy industry has a struggle to overdue, because internet is not made to sell toys.
No.
And internet's made to sell everything.
No, yeah. Reels. But let's take, here's one franchise I think would do poorly if it was released today than it did before. Is The Matrix. Right? The Matrix was iconic. We loved the film. Well, honestly, I loved the first film of the franchise. I didn't care for the second two films.
Yep.
Even though I watched everyone in theater, everybody thought I was disappointed that the movie ended after the second one, because Matrix 1 came out, and when I was in Pennsylvania visiting family, me and my cousins went and watched the second film. And at the end of the second film, I remember saying, "Oh man," when the movie ended. And that's because I wanted the series to end, and everybody thought I was sad that the movie ended, and I wanted more. I wanted the series to end because it's such a bad sequel to the film.
So the problem is there are certain films that don't need a sequel, certain storylines that you are given a very blatant beginning, middle, and an end.
Mm-hmm.
And when it has a blatant end, you don't need a sequel. If there's a blatant beginning, you don't need a prequel. There is no need for spin-offs in these case scenarios, because these storylines don't need to go any further. But the problem is you're dealing with Hollywood. Hollywood deals with cookie cutters, and if they cannot reuse the same cookie cutter, and particularly if they cannot reuse the same characters, if that character from that production hits big and they want to make more money off of it, you're not going to see that. And so the way we look at the entertainment industry as compared to, as I said before, where it was a social thing, now it's jaded, and now it's all okay. Well, what are we getting fed right now? What A, propaganda, B, product are we getting fed now? That is something that the corporations want us to see because they're being paid to advertise it.
Oh yeah, and one aspect that you talked about earlier that I want to say the word homogenize or focus on. I don't know what homogenize means. I don't know why that came to my brain. I should know what it means, but I can't think of the correct word. But
homogenize is what you do with milk.
What?
You said homogenize. I believe that's what you do with milk.
But what I'm thinking about, is kind of focus on is the social aspect. See, when we were younger, going to the movie theaters and watching videos, it was a social aspect. Even if you watched a movie by yourself in theaters, you would talk to your friends about it. You would have a good time.
Right. Kind of depending on how many people you went with, it was like a little mini party out, especially back in the 90s. Most of the theaters I went to were attached to a mall.
Same here.
I don't know if I'm spelling this right. I'm trying to Google up homogenize, and it's coming do you mean harmonize?
Oh, cut on word. No worries, dude. Just say what you're gonna say. Don't worry about the word.
That's funny. Yeah, it keeps telling me harmonize. I guess I totally made up a word. let's. I'm just spelling it completely wrong.
Hey, coin the word and walk away. You made a word. There you go. You know,
Right.
but you got lost on your word. You were going to say something about when we were young and we were socializing, and
And so, like when we were young and we would socialize, we made an experience out of it. But the best part about the experiencing of going to the theaters or watching something that we all liked or we all could familiarize each other with, like even on TV, like when we watched the X-Files or whatever show it was that we were excited to watch, it gave us a purpose beyond our original intent to go to school or go to work and talk to our friends about it. Oh, you would think, I can't wait to talk to Joe Blow about the X-Files episode. The last episode's killer. I wonder what their opinion is. You know, now everybody goes on Facebook or Twitter or whatever app there is now. Then they're like, oh, my opinion, la la la. And then their opinion's like submitted. And they're like, that's my opinion. No need to talk about it. Like nothing needs to be talked about anymore. Because the internet's final apparently on people's opinions. Sometimes when you watch a movie, you know, sometimes being coaxed to like a certain aspect of a movie is really part of the social program, right? You talked about it. You watched Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, and you're like, the first movie was banger. The second movie is like, what? You know, like the second movie was like what, in a kind of like a mixed way, like that made no sense, but it was still a good movie. Like, no, you can't tell me the second movie wasn't good, but you can explain to me why there are bad parts in the movie that made no sense. But I still enjoyed the experience of the movie more than just the confusions of how did this guy know Spider-Man's blood would heal him. You know, I just enjoyed the lore as it went on that I really thought about it. And sometimes that's what a popcorn film needs to do. A popcorn film just is there to entertain you, distract you. But now at home, you know, you're watching everything else. It's like you go talk to your friends about a film or a series on Netflix or something, and they're like, tell me more about it. What do you think about this? Do you notice that mistake? And sometimes people over criticize a movie where it goes to be. Like, you know what movie would bomb if it came out today and had all the same mistakes? That would be Jurassic Park. How many mistakes are in that movie would bomb if it came out today, this world? Jurassic Park would come out and people are like, man, sci-fi does better movies than that.
See, the problem with Jurassic Park being an example with that, and I kind of agree with you, by the way. I just think that Jurassic Park is an example that'd be hard to deal with because, like, the reason why you're still getting sequels to Jurassic Park is because of the look of the dinosaurs. If they were to do accurate dinosaurs, now that we discovered that certain dinosaurs, particularly the velociraptors, were much smaller than they were made in the movies, and like particular a lot of dinosaurs now are discovering have feathered. We're going back to the feathered thing. So like if they were to do even the dinosaurs differently, it would change, like just ruin the entire what's been built already. They'd have to start all over again for a scientific accurate Jurassic Park. And then when dealing with Jurassic Park storyline wise, I think like it'd be nice for a reboot to hit closer to the books, you know.
That'd be nice. And and like from what we've seen in commercials, I think the new Jurassic World movie is going to touch on some of the ideas from the story, like the scene where the T-Rex is trying to eat the people going down the boat in the raft. That is directly from the first book when the T-Rex is chasing Olive Grant and the kids down the river. So I think they're going to start taking elements from the book, which this is one of the reasons why this new movie's got me excited from those little bits. But but to go back on what I was saying about Jurassic Park, see, Jurassic Park was big because one, at its time, the special effects were superb. It taught people what a monster movie should be like and how to do a monster movie between CGI, which was brand new to us, like for the effects they used, and using practical effects. But say some other film did that, like an alternate universe Mandela effect kind of thing. Another film broke that record and did that. If Jurassic Park came out today in today's world with the same mistakes, the editing mistakes, like the rag switching colors, the misspelled words and stuff, that movie would get poor reviews in today's world.
Well, it kind of did happen once before, and exactly the way that you're saying, got poor reviews. Now, Jim Henson, Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, they always got together to make these movies, and they made masterpieces, especially with, so talking Steven Spielberg, right? Well,
Right.
He worked a lot with Jim Henson and George Lucas, and they did a movie that was called The Dark Crystal. It bombed big time, but they made technology happen. It was, first of all, one of the biggest productions ever by Jim Henson when it came down to animatronics. Their puppet house had created new types of animatronics for puppets with the Dark Crystal, and like new types of filmmaking when dealing with perspective, and and it bombed. They bombed. It lost so much money. Like, it legitimately hurt Jim Henson Productions.
Right.
Like,
But now Dark Crystal is like a cult classic nowadays.
now it's a cult classic, but it took 30 years.
Oh no, I get you. That's how some movies go. But you're right about one thing, right? And back then it was more prevalent than it is today. Back then, when they made the movie, you hit on the exact thing I'd say. They perfected and upgraded how you did puppets. Even though that movie bombed, it changed the industry on how they do things. You know, it's like, here's a better way to do it. Even though this movie bombed, but we learned all this knowledge, which is going to make us more money in the future. I mean, and to kind of look from that idea, look at like Pan's Labyrinth and stuff, when they use puppetry in that situation, when they use practical effects in that situation, when they do all that kind of stuff in any film nowadays, like a good film with puppetry, all because of Jim Henson's company and all they did back in the day. Those movies shaped today's world. Except for sci-fi. They just do bad effects, by the way. Sci-fi is really horrible at what they do. Sharknado never happened. It should never happen.
Sharknado is a true story, dude.
Sharknado. You know what should be a true story? Tremors. That movie's catchy.
Tremors is a true story. I mean, it's going on right now in Texas, I believe. I don't know. Arizona. Was it Arizona where that movie took place?
So let's ask chat and everybody here. What was one bad movie that you liked as a kid? Like, what was a movie that was bad in the eyes of the public that you just really liked?
Oh, Lord.
Like,
Well,
I have a movie in mind.
I've already mentioned mine, but I have another one. But go on.
All of those I mentioned are the ones.
What?
The ones I mentioned at the top is the movies that I'm thinking about.
Bad movies that are bad to the public that you like? That you liked?
No,
Like,
when
what's a movie that you liked watching that publicly people kind of shunned as like a bad movie, but you just liked it for some reason?
Yeah. Some of the Batman movies were bad, but I still liked them all.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. See, that's a good case because like the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Mr. Freeze was horrible, but it's still catchy to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Freezing now.
Do you feel that? It's a freeze.
That's right.
Oh, the only time it was okay for George Clooney to show his chest off.
Right. So, what was a bad movie you watched, KJ, that you enjoyed that the public thought was just bad?
you know, remember the Black Cauldron?
Oh yeah,
It's a
that cartoon.
Disney cartoon. Like you can't find it anywhere. Like it was went to theaters. I saw it in theaters. It was out for like a few years, but then it disappeared. They vaulted it forever, and I've never seen it since. You know,
Right.
and like I loved that cartoon.
You can
I
find
loved it.
VHS tapes of it on eBay.
Yeah.
That's good. Black Cauldron was a good movie. I've only seen that movie once, so I don't have like a lot of memory on it, but I remember some of the dark sequences in the film.
Oh yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it a lot, and I never could understand why they like buried it.
One good thing about the theater and streaming platforms, theaters, you don't get commercials except for the beginning and the end. Streaming services, you get an ad somewhere within that stream.
Well, one movie, to answer the question, one movie that was bad to the public, like the public just like shunned at it, came out as a rated R film. But the film was posted rated R to sell tickets. The film, when released on VHS, was rated PG-13 or PG back in the day. It was a puppeted movie. No CG, obviously, because it's made out of puppets. The puppets were like these little black fur balls with big mouths and teeth. It was called Critters.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, I forgot about that series. Oh yeah, Critters was a great little. Oh yeah.
It was just the public thought it was a bad movie, but like I enjoyed it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like the movie came out as rated R in theaters because it's supposed to be like a monster horror movie. But like even when I watched the movie, especially the first one, there was no bad thing in the movie. No nudity, barely any gore, no nothing. Right?
Wow.
Nothing bad. Like even like the blood effects were like tame. Like this guy got his belly eaten and it was just red paint on his shirt basically. And yeah, this was just a very interesting movie. Now, a quirk about Tortoise that a lot of people don't realize, probably don't know, is I love a good movie that deals with puppets. Like puppetry. Like I don't know what it is about puppets, but I love puppets in movies when it's a good movie. Like when it's done, like not just talking about like Muppets. Like you can sell me a Muppet movie if you want. I own the Muppet movie, but like when puppetries make up the movie, even if it's a bad movie, I end up enjoying it. Like another bad movie that scared me shitless as a kid, but now as an adult I laugh at it. Was a Mac and Me with the alien that scared kids all around the world, and it was a large McDonald's commercial.
Oh.
Yeah. But like I really got solidified the idea that Critters was a good bad movie, and apparently movies like that started a culture of people who watch purposely bad movies. Like they start off good, but the sequels are bad, like horrible, janky, and they just love them. They just love them.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of I think that's a big appeal to like movies like 70s horror, like it is like the jankiest of the jank, 1950s sci-fi,
Right.
You go back and you see these old school tropes and you're like, yeah, that's what I want. Why can't we find a happy middle ground between this digital monstrosity and the physical mechanic that we've been using for a long time?
Oh yeah. Right. And you know what? There's something to be said about 50 sci-fi, because for back in the day when it was hard to perfect what we got nowadays, they did a good job at making sets and everything to look the part that they wanted.
Now, one thing I know is different is technology. what technology we had back then is different from the technology we have now. So they're able to make better movies now due to the better technology.
Well, let me put it this way with the new technology. It took a lot of people a lot of hours of work, effort, and sacrifice to make the movies that we loved back in the day. Jurassic Park, they survived a hurricane to make that movie, right? Like legitimately.
Literally.
Right? And they put the time and effort to learn the stuff. Well, we perfected it and it's got more perfect. Now we live in the world of AI. Not saying everybody lives in the AI world and creates everything with AI. But same with AI. All the hard work that built up to where we got now has made people lazier because it's easier to do. And that's why we get lazy effects. That's why we get lazier special effects. People are getting lazier with it. They're like, I can get $23 an hour to stick or paste effect in there. You know, that's why when a good movie is a good movie is when you can tell people actually worked hard on the movie. But programs have made it so easy to do all this stuff.
But also, that person who's getting paid the $20 an hour instead of getting the larger pay, that person is not worth the money in the first place. That's why he's not getting paid as much. You know, I mean, seriously, you know, when you're cutting corners, you're also cutting experience.
Right. I get that. But like the pay hour, $23 an hour is a lot of money these days. That's all I'm saying. Like $23 an hour is pretty good. You know. And then like I know a project, because like a project is the way, if you work in a graphics program, a company will pay a company like uber money to do the special effects. But the people under them who make the special effects get paid hourly. So anything above, like, so they stress to work within a timeline, so they get profit from that expense that was paid, that they were paid to do. So that $23 an hour guy working that project is working all the programs to do the easiest hard job possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Because everything a lot of people don't think about averagely when it comes to special effects is everything's customized, right?
Oh yeah,
You know, except for like some explosions, but you know when sci-fi does that. I'm picking on you, sci-fi.
the only thing that's not egg like, what's that word? Shoot, never mind. I've got the dang on word.
It's good. It's good.
Customized. Yeah, the only thing that's not customized is the person.
Yep.
You can customize their looks. Well, I don't know. Nowadays you can with that makeup.
That's right. But yeah, still. So that's the problem with today's movies nowadays, is things are getting too easy. Like music's getting too easy, right? Like listen to the radio and listen to music people make, and it's getting easier and easier because there's a mix of AI, a mix of dub, there's a mix of everything to kind of put a song together, and it's like auto tune a little bit of this, and it's like, oh, we took an average Joe person and made them impressive, and AI is like, we can do that kind of stuff. Let's do that. Well, they're kind of doing the same with the movies, where it's like, well, we've done this before. We just kind of take this old model, re-rig it to less stress the workload, and let's do it. You know, like there's been some movies that are sequels. People are like, we literally ripped off this from the first movie and just changed this a little bit to make the workload less.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the name of the game, though. You know, because people want to make money, and people want, like, seriously, like if you pay $1 million for a project, like say KJ went out and made KJ the head movie, you know, head in the jar movie, and he paid a company for the special effects $1 million. That company is going to try to work its darnest to get all the special effects made in a time frame where it ain't paying everybody the money to zap out all the profit from that like the expenditure, because they want to make profit and do a good job. You know, that's just how it works. This is how it works. Plus contracts, more stuff. But anyways, I digress, my friends. We had a full video of talking about movies and stuff. It was fun. It was just a chat and chill day for sure. But now we need to get to
hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the crew.
Too much to take. Show is lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
whoa, everybody! It's time to chill out. Chill out. I know we got you all excited and everything. We got you just pumped up talking about movies, and you're full of ideas and thoughts now that you're gonna go to your friends be like, dude, I just watched Super Fast Tortoise and they had this intriguing discussion about movies, films, and Marvel and everything. And they're gonna be like, what? Whoa, that's awesome. So they're gonna come over and subscribe, and they're like, we want to catch next episode. Pipe dreams. But anyways, it is time to get to the shill section so we can shill people out. Is KJ ready to shill?
Shilling, yes. So, Monday, Jesse Hellwheeler, myself, KJcowboydan, we will be procrastinating in Procrasticraft. That is our Minecraft server. For those people who are aware, we have our Minecraft server, and we're gonna be starting the week off with a little Procrasticraft. Then Wednesday, procrastinating across the oceans with Jesse again. Thursday, I'll be over at DJ Longhairs for an MTG Roundtable, and then I'll be back over here, just about almost every morning, with the exception of Mondays and Fridays.
Woo-woo. Yeah, well, I'd like to see you in the future start focusing on yours and Hellwheeler's content when you shill, because that's the stuff you're working on the most, and you're hard working. I tell you what, because you are awesome. You know that, KJ? You're awesome. Don't undersell yourself. You're amazing.
Hey, everybody. What am I most excited for? I'm excited for Dark Hair Dragonstorm coming to Standard. Can't wait for it to happen. That's what I'm most excited for right now. I'm so hyped for it. But anyway, this afternoon at 2 o'clock, I plan on trying to climb that mythic ladder. We're in Diamond right now. Got to make it through Diamond and get to Mythic. So that's going to happen today at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. As always, y'all have a good day.
Woo. Super Fast Tortoise, it is Sunday. There's no show, no game tonight, no show tomorrow. So we're going to take a little vacation time between tonight and tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. Then you're going to do the regular stuff. But pretty soon, keep an eye out. There's going to be a little time change in the future.
Okay.
How the show works. Like not time, like day change, not time change. Day change. We're not changing the time the show is starting. I believe in the future, like in a week or two, we're going to go from Mondays to Fridays on the show. So just remember that. But that's all I really want to insinuate. Then I want to remind you that you guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys for being on the show, Hillbilly Cowboy, and everybody in chat. You've been awesome and amazing. You guys are loved, and we're thinking about you because we love that you subscribed and hang out with us. We want you to know that you're loved in your life and that you are thought of, right? People think about you. But also, if you find a bad day or having a good low day, try to brighten their day, because you might be the change that person needs today in the world, because you rock, you rule. And with that, my friends, have a wonderful evening.
I totally want to thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate it, 100%. Like this video as if it's your favorite kind of pizza, dude. And if you wouldn't mind, consider smashing that subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications. Every one of these things you do helps the channel out a lot.
The moves, the strategies, and the flares. Super Fast Tortoise is running the show. The crowd goes wild wherever he goes.